We have 3rd and 1 coming up as we open the 4th quarter. This is Don Criqui with Sonny Jurgensen, RFK Stadium in Washington. The Redskins looking for their 4th win of the year. Have a 23-10 lead, and Joe Theismann, getting his first start of the year, has gone the distance so far at quarterback. Number 7. Goes with that power formation again. Mike Thomas gets the first down and more. But Nugent in again, playing it tight to the right, and Jerry Smith comes in as a wingback blocking down.
That makes a difference. You bring in that big guard, Dan Nugent, to come in there and block as a tight end. He's 6'3", 250, and makes a little difference in where they're blocking at the point of attack.
So the Redskins drive on. Now they have the ball at the 36-yard line. Redskins with a 7 advantage in the first down, 15-11. Mihalik puts the rush in a former teammate, Joe Theismann, of Notre Dame, and then Theismann eludes him and steps ahead to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, I can remember when I used to do this.
Not quite that fast.
Are you kidding? I never turned my back to that line of scrimmage. But boy, this is a great thing for Joe to be able to do this, to have that quickness to escape the rush and get out of bounds.
Right now we have a timeout on the field with 14-13 left in the game, and the Redskins continuing to lead by 13.
It's our house.
Except for the insurance and closing.
Oh, well, what insurance company?
They're all the same.
Allstate's different.
Different? How?
We give a 10% discount for newer homes.
Oh?
It's a 10% discount.
Now 10% off our rate.
On basic homeowners insurance for houses 5 years old or less.
Allstate's different, all right.
Good hand.
Oh, boy.
When it takes being different to be better, Allstate will do it.
That's a promise from us. The good hands people.
You know, it looked like a light day, with nothing to deliver but posters for the AC Spark Plug Buy 7, Get 1 free sale. What could be easier, right? Wrong. Do you know how many places sell AC Spark Plugs? And everyone with a poster like this is selling 8 AC Spark Plugs for the price of 7, as long as supplies last. Sure, getting a free AC Spark Plug is a great idea. But you better move fast.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports presents live coverage of the Series Championship of Women's Tennis with Chris Evert and Billie Jean King heading the field. That's next Saturday at 2:30.
Carl Hairston is starting defensive end. Apparently all right going off the field. Banged up a leg on the last play.
Now the Eagles in the 3rd quarter they lost a yard rushing. Just unfortunate, in the 2nd half they only have 5 yards net 5 yards, 5 yards passing for the 2nd half so far. Joe Theismann's having a big day. Look at that score. Dallas 23-0 over Detroit now. Theismann's had 287 yards so far, 194 passing and 93 rushing. There he is.
Rams took the lead there on the field goal. Second to play in the first half by Raphael Septien. Ooh, Theismann this time has a problem with Lem Vernon. Look at he eludes the rush again. Boy, he drives defenses crazy. Theismann gets back inside the 35-yard line. The net result was about a 4-yard gain from where the line of scrimmage was. He was almost thrown for a 15-yard loss.
Watch this going back. Look how he escapes this. You notice the great quickness that he has. Lazatich chasing him. Again, he goes back the other way. Sistrunk can't catch him. Hoss comes back, locks on Manny. And Joe makes 4 yards out of it, and he could have lost 25.
Redskins.
Hey, you see that 3rd down conversion. The thing has really plagued Philadelphia.
One of these. They're going to get it for you. Eddie Moss is now in the backfield. Redskins go right to the run, up the middle, down to the 30-yard line. And here comes...
Guess who?
Mark Mosley.
Got a 4th quarter score. New England 24, the Jets 13. Cincinnati 10, Houston 3, and it's a big game for Cincinnati.
They all are when you're down. That division's going to be tough for anybody to win. Mike Curtis comes in to block on this field goal unit. Mosley really rockets into the ball. Oh, he hit the upright. Try all week and not do that.
Can you believe? I saw him do that during the warm-ups. He hit the same post.
So it goes as no good. Negated immediately as soon as it hit the upright and bounced the other way, and the Eagles will have possession when we come back.
Touch, the first computer TV. Magnavox Touch Tune Color Television. Touch and lock in computer sharp color, computer fast. Touch, no need to fine tune ever. Touch, at the set or by remote control, computer controlled color. Star System Touch Tune Color Television from Magnavox. Touch one today.
Hi, ever need to rent a car fast? Watch. Hertz, #1 club number 21586, arriving San Diego at 2 p.m. on RAL Flight 9. Returning it there tomorrow. Okay, thanks. That's all there is to it. When you're in the #1 club, nobody makes renting a car faster or easier than the Superstar. Even before you get there, your car is pre-assigned, your forms filled out. So rent a Ford fast from Hertz, the Superstar in rent-a-car.
You ready to come back, Sonny?
No way. I like it right here.
Come back, Sonny. First and 10 for the Eagles at their 30. They haven't put up any points in the second half. They trail 23-10. We have 12 and a half minutes to go in the game. The pitch back to Sullivan. And there are a lot of Redskins there to shut that down, led by Mr. McDowell.
You know, they may not run straight ahead very fast. Ron McDowell and Dennis Johnson, Bill Brundage. But they run laterally so well. So hard to knock off your feet.
Always been the toughest team around to run wide against the Skins.
Well, they play the run exceptionally well.
Best in the NFL, as we mentioned earlier, from a yardage allowed per carry by the opposition, 3.2. Jaworski looking around for somebody. Puts it up. Carmichael's there, and he catches the ball for first down across the 50, but there is a penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage.
Now we're going to have one on them.
You get a guy running around like that, the linemen don't know where to go.
Well, let's see what we're going to have.
We have a face mask.
Uh-oh.
Face mask, 72.
Oh, Darren Talbert got called for a face mask. I thought it was going to be one of those things where the Eagles get called for a big play because the Redskins have had big plays called back. It's never too late here. Philadelphia, if they could have thrown the ball a little better, I think this game would be a lot closer than it is right now. You know, they're trailing by 13 points, 12 minutes, still plenty of time for Jaworski. He gets a little feel for what he's doing right now. Oh,
that's got to be out. Nope. Yeah, there's a flag. Swing pass out to Sullivan. But Krefley, the tight end, was 10 yards downfield with the snap of the ball.
Look, he got a head start. You can't knock him for that. He's just getting off on the ball. Right. And everybody else was slow getting off on the ball.
You know, a lot of people forget. They think of you as being the Redskin quarterback, which you were for so many seasons, but you originally came up with the Eagles as an apple-cheeked young man out of Duke.
That's right. Back in there you go. You see Krefley leaving early. Nothing like a little, you're going to get a head start, you might as well go.
Make it a good one, huh?
Make it a good one. Smart thing Ron does here is gets rid of the ball. He knows there's a penalty. He saw Krefley leave. He got rid of the ball instead of taking some punishment back there because it's open season on you when you're just standing there.
First down.
Yes, way back in '57 it came up with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's 7 nice years there. Ooh. Cleveland really putting it to Kansas City, 37-0 now.
Kansas City will make the turn here of 1-6. Jaworski lets her rip. Carmichael's out there. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play with 11:58 left in the game. A 48-yard touchdown throw. Absolutely what they draw it on the board.
We just said plenty of time to go in here and just let him get a feel for what he's doing. And here he got some time. Good pass protection here. You see, they got McDowell down. Sizemore back, gives him time to reload, throws the ball, and he throws a strike. And there's no catch in, Mr. Carmichael, and we have ourselves a ball game.
That second pass block by Sizemore released that play because he would have been down. Perfect strike. So now we've got a football game again, and a lot of time left as Horst Muhlmann hits the extra point. And the Eagles move back to within 6. It is a 23-17 game with almost 12 minutes still to play.
Introducing the Ford in your future, the new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. At 33 miles per gallon highway, 23 city, Fairmont has the highest mileage ratings in its class. Yet it has 90% of the head, leg, and shoulder room of most large cars. And base sticker prices for the Fairmont line start at just $35.89. Fairmont, roomy but with mileage like a small car, and the lowest sticker price in its class. Test drive Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
Should have bought Mobile One. The oil, it saves you gas, you know.
Should have bought Mobile One. Helps you start at 35 below.
Should have bought Mobile One. Engine temperature hits 500. You're cool.
Should have bought Mobile One. You only change it every 15,000 miles.
Mobile One, the oil that does it all. Take it from an expert.
That's your kind of an offense, Sonny. Don't take long.
It doesn't take long, and we just said that they had a time to put it together if Jaworski could get unwound a little bit.
Tillman pitches it back to Eddie Brown. Ooh, and Eddie got hit by everybody in a white and silver uniform. White, green, and silver.
This is a big test right here, Don, coming up for the Redskin offense. They've been very successful today moving the football and keeping the ball. In their last possession, even though they didn't score, they kept the ball 6 minutes. So the thing is right now for them to keep this football with 11:49 left because we have a ball game and Philadelphia's only 6 points down.
23-17. It was 20-10 Washington at the half. Then they led through the first 3 quarters, 23-10. Then the big strike from Jaworski to Carmichael, 48 yards and a touchdown. And now that's picked up the Eagle defenses. They're out there popping again.
But that's the thing now. Watch Bill Berge.
Grizzly Bear in a football suit.
Yes, it's the way to play linebacker, isn't it? He got the cutback by Harmon. Almost, you see him try to keep him, and there's Lemaster on him also. Good linebacker flow that time by the Eagles. The momentum has changed a little bit now. They smell a chance to get back into this thing.
Very short gain in the last one, only a yard. That's those Eagle linebackers. They might be blitzing. Here comes Logan, the strong safety. Theismann eludes him. Theismann takes a hard hit. He's short of the first down, got out to the 37.
Watch this right now. Number 65, Charlie Johnson, going in, reversing his field, coming back out of there. Both he and Hairston chasing Theismann. And oops, Berge around him. A lot of people around that football then.
Theismann weighs about 188. Johnson comes in at 265. And all of that was right on Joe Theismann.
Yeah, but he saved a loss again. No one to throw to, and he made it up with his scrambling. And he wants a timeout here. Too much time going by. He wants to keep that short yardage situation. He's got a situation, Don, where he's third and short. You may want to ask him, you know, look, we're backed up here. We're on our 36, 37-yard line. You want to go for a home run? Because we might see what see if we can you lip read?
No. Lots of NFL action coming up next Sunday here on CBS. The Cowboys and the Giants meet in the Jersey Meadowlands. New Orleans plays the Eagles at Philadelphia. The 49ers and the Falcons hook up at Atlanta. Chicago plays at Houston, Green Bay at Kansas City, and then the doubleheader games. You'll see one in your area. The Cardinals and the Vikings at Bloomington, Minnesota. And Tampa Bay still looking for its first win through a season and a half in the NFL, out in Los Angeles, where George Allen used to be.
Yes, I'm sure they just talked about that on the sidelines. I was watching that as you were reminding everyone about the games next weekend, but watching George and their discussion, and this could be that type of situation. Of course, he wants to call the right play here because of the importance of this drive, but also it might be the place to gamble a little bit.
Mahalik, Lemaster, Berge, and Bunning back the line on a 3rd and short yardage, 3rd and just about 2. Handoff goes to Clarence Harmon, and the Eagles stopped him. Back, they got him for a loss.
They elected not to go for it. Boy, they win the formation.
Mr. Sistrunk was in there, Manny Sistrunk.
They're putting a little pressure on their defense now, but they were in the formation right then. That I kind of figured they were going to go to Mr. Fugit here on a little corner pattern, and they had him set up where he could have gotten open.
So now Mike Bragg, who hasn't been out there often, is in to punt for the Redskins. This is his 3rd punt of the game. He has 17 kicks this season inside the 20 to lead the NFL, and has the best net punt yardage when they subtract return yardage or 20 yards if it goes into the end zone. He comes out with 36.1 on his punt attempt, which is remarkable. Here is a good punt by Bragg. It's deep. Marshall goes across the field. It takes a Redskin roll, and Marshall has to let it roll, and it goes all the way down to the 11.
Just a smart kick by Mike Bragg. He may not kick it as far as some of the people in the league, but boy, what a great kick it was. He kicked it away from Marshall, avoiding the run back.
51 yards, he got that one.
But he got some of it. The thing is, he kicked it right to the depth of the receiver, but by kicking it away from him, shows his intelligence and avoids that run back then.
These Redskins are together and very ready for this game, but right now they have a fight on their hands with 9:38 left to play. The Eagles have rallied back to trail by 6, and they have the ball 1st and 10 at their 11-yard line. Jaworski has sold out RFK Stadium, cheers the Redskins, can't call signals.
Ron must know that he's not playing in Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium. You can't put your hands up and try to get quiet here.
Spurs them on.
That's right. He's just going to make them louder.
This was about the worst football field. We were talking to Edward Bennett Williams, the president of the Redskins, before the game. He said, we've gone from first to last in fields. Or from last to first. Now they got about the best field.
Excellent football field.
Herb Lusk runs and runs hard. Those Redskins are looking for the football. They're swinging at that ball.
Houston 10, Cincinnati 10. Dan Pastorini on a 3-yard pass to Ron Coleman. 27 seconds left in the game.
Could be an OT at Cincinnati. Miami came back to take the lead over San Diego. They're in the 4th quarter. Jaworski, 9:06 left to play in the game. The clock is running. It is 2nd down and 6 coming up. Oh, big play by the Redskins. Bill Brundage, number 77, came right over the top. Hammer hit.
Big possession by the Eagles. You see them playing the thing. Brundage beat the trap block, came in and make the play. It's kind of a little quick draw play. This is a big possession by both teams because the Redskins would like to stop the Eagles here. And, of course, time is running against the Eagles now. They want to move the football. And if they have to punt it away from here, it's going to be a little difficult because the Redskins, again, will have good field position.
Redskins got some big people up front. Some of those guys are big enough to have license plates on them. Trucks. Brundage is 270, and he made a big play. Here's a 3rd down coming up now from the 15-yard line of Philadelphia. They go to the run. Lusk runs with the ball, and he's not going to get there. And Philadelphia will have to punt it back to the Redskins. Jaworski trying to catch the Redskin defense, and a pass prevent defense goes to the run, but the Redskins are ready, and Mike Curtis came across to make the tackle.
Well, that's a strange call then. They ran back to just to be content to give up the ball because the Redskins are going to come away from this thing with good field position. You saw the overtime between Houston and Cincinnati.
Spike Jones standing back inside his 5-yard line. Eddie Brown drops back deep. Mark Murphy comes in front of him. The Redskins set up a return. A well-hit ball by Spike Jones, but Eddie Brown will bring it back. 45, 50. And out of bounds at about the 46-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles with 7:19 left to play in the game. Drew Mahalik came up to make the tackle. So we'll have a pause in the action with that much time remaining, 7:19, as you watch Eddie Brown bring it back in good field position for the Redskins.
Stuntman. You get the bruises instead of the glory. You hit the deck and bite the dust till your bones ache. Then you pick yourself up and do it again.
Okay, cut! That's a wrap, everybody.
Let's go, buddy.
Boy, am I dry.
But now comes Miller time. Time to wrap it up and reach for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. When it's time to relax, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
Looks like the Minnesota Vikings will have a 3-game lead over their closest competition in the NFC Central Division as they go on to beat the Atlanta Falcons today in Atlanta 14-7. Here at Washington, George Allen looks on. His Redskins have the football and a 6-point lead with 7:19 to go. It's 23-17. The Eagle defense has gotten tough now after they got the 48-yard touchdown pass play to bring them back into the game. Here's a long one to Buggs. He loses the ball, but there is a penalty marker down.
Again, the little pass, the same pass they scored on him was called back earlier. And it's going to be against Philadelphia. Joe Pump, good pass protection again. Buggs avoids Herman Edwards, can't hold on to it, but Edwards was called for the penalty.
Buggs has been a factor in this game. He's caught 4 for 50 yards, and of course that one was a penalty.
46 defense.
And two called back for touchdowns.
That's right. So Joe Theismann now brings the Redskins out. He's thrown the ball 31 times, has completed 15 for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mosley has 3 field goals. Thomas drives it right up the middle. Coming up was Carl Hairston, number 78, to hit him head on a first down carry. He got but a yard, advanced the ball down to the 40-yard line, down to the 41.
Redskins just wanted at least a first down here because they're almost in field goal range for Mark Mosley. He's hit the goalpost here once today, once already, and if they can one first down will put him in range.
Time becoming very much a factor now. Clock winding down to 6:40. Redskins with a 2nd and 9, and here is Theismann timing pattern. He drills it out. The ball is caught by Buggs.
He lost a little yards trying to break free to make a big play out of it.
He did. He was down to the 35 and coming back.
Yes, from a ground level camera, Joe throws the ball very accurately again. A little short out pattern. Sometimes these things can turn into big plays, but this time Outlaw has him, and John Bunning's there also to make the stop.
Buggs with 5 catches now for 53 yards. It brings up a 3rd down and 5. Redskins lead 23-17. We're in the 4th quarter. Theismann takes a look. He's going deep. Down the field is Buggs, and it's almost picked off.
Oh, is that
Johnny
close?
Sanders, number 26, had his hands on it.
Was that ever close? I'm telling you, this is so close to being a touchdown and also so close to being an interception. Joe makes a good throw, splitting the zone, and you see Sanders come out of nowhere.
He was open. Buggs was open.
He came, they split the zone there, and they're either going for a long field goal or they're going to fake it. They're going for a long one.
This is a long, actually, the way he hit the ball the last time, Sonny, that would have been good from this far out. This
And this will be a Washington record if he makes it. 54 yards.
He's hit from 53 this season.
A lot of talking. They have the capability of faking a thing. They didn't. Oh.
Nope. That gives the Eagles pretty good field position because it's outside the 20, and as you know, the line of scrimmage on a missed field goal from out there will go to what the line of scrimmage was in the field goal attempt. In this case, it's the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there for the Eagles. They have a lot of time left, 5:46.
San Diego beat Miami 14-13. That's the final. How about that?
And that was at Miami. So the Dolphins make the turn at 5-2.
Pretty good field position here for Ron Jaworski.
They're going to go back to Carmichael on that long post.
Well, he's got to be thinking about him.
So is Jake Scott. Now Eddie Brown is in for Jake Scott now as the free safety. Right to the run. And the Redskins shut that down nicely as Harold McClinton, who had to leave the game temporarily in the 3rd quarter with a pinched nerve in his neck. Here's a final in from Foxborough. Patriots beat the Jets 24-13.
They look like they're coming back now that they got Gray and Hannah back.
Boy, that's an entry. 2 horses on.
Very few of their people aren't horses.
Yeah, what team speed they have. They got the burners. 2nd and 8. Eagles. They trail 23-17. Jaworski did well to release the ball because the dancing bear was ready to eat him up. McDowell was on him.
Yes, McDowell was coming. What is he? After 17 years, he looks like he's going to become a pass rusher. He kids about getting interceptions and things. He said, boy, if you hang around that line of scrimmage long enough, a lot can happen to you.
Find something, huh?
I say here, he just rushes a pass and they're taking him out as he comes off. Put Carl Lorch in, fresh man, and they've gone to the nickel defense.
Here's the Eagles with only 1 of 9 on 3rd down conversions, coming up with a 3rd and 8 from their 39-yard line. A big play with 5:03 left. Redskins lead 23-17. Jaworski's got to run for his life. Puts it up. It's caught by Krefli. And he got the 1st down where they're marking the ball. They're marking it out to the 47.5-yard line. He had to get across the 47.
Well, what a job Ron Jaworski does here under the rush. You see Lorch coming in, number 71, and he runs right past the rush. And you see the hustle of Dennis Johnson, and he finds Krefli coming back right there. And they give him the mark, and they're measuring for it. Looks like he might be close to the 1st down. Yep.
He got it. Heath Krefli. So it is now out to the 48-yard line of the Eagles, and the clock shows 4:38 and running. Philadelphia's turned the ball over 3 times in the game, the Redskins but once. So the Eagles, you'll recall, turned the ball over on their first play from scrimmage, and shortly thereafter, Theismann had it in Fugit's hands in the end zone. The Eagles now go ahead if they can take it in. They're a long way off. Good play fake by Jaworski.
He's got a man open.
He does. Sullivan all the way down to the 21-yard line, and he's not out of bounds. The clock continues to run. A big play, a 31-yarder.
You see Sullivan coming out at the top of your screen. Jaworski holds the ball, hides the ball real well, and they just lost Sullivan. He's wide open. Eddie Brown has to come back over and make a play. Big play for the Eagles.
All those big Redskin linemen were fighting, so they thought the ball was run right at him.
Yeah, that's the thing. He really hid the ball well. They put it behind him on his hip. And the Eagles are in scoring distance now.
So the Eagles are challenging. Sold out RFK Stadium. All 55,000 will rise up in their seats now. Eagles challenging, trailing by 6. Pedersen goes to the run, trying to turn the corner. The Redskins cut it down. 32, Mike Curtis was on the play along with 20, Joe Lavender. Down to the 20, and the clock is stopped with 3:34 left to play.
This is probably the biggest possession right here. This 1st down at the 22-yard line. They're at 2nd down on the 20-yard line now. But this series of downs has to be the biggest of the ball game so far.
Redskins jumped out in front, 14-0 in the first quarter. Eagles came back to make it 14-10. Redskins got a couple of field goals, led 20-10 at the half. Then opened up a 23-10 lead in the third quarter. Now it's 23-17, and the Eagles are driving. 2nd and 8, 20-yard line of Washington. 3.5 minutes to go. Jaworski fires. It's intercepted by... Did he get it? Looked like Gerard Williams got his second interception. He did.
On a badly thrown ball. Ron Jaworski, and what an interception here. Watch this.
Remarkable interception.
He has him open, and just that, you see the ball going down. Look at this catch.
He got it with one hand.
What a catch. Great interception by Gerard Williams, and you see the man touching him down then. Number 85, Charlie Smith. You see it right here. Boy, he made a great catch.
Now all those big Eagle defenders come back out. They've got the Redskins in a hole with 3:27 left to play. The ball's at the 2-yard line, but importantly for Washington, they have possession. But the Skins could still, if they don't convert the first down, have to give it back to Philadelphia.
Boy, the poise of this Philadelphia team.
Dang. A full collision right at the 2.
They demonstrated in that last drive only to have that ball picked off there, but he had Charlie Smith open, and I'll tell you, that hand had to bother him something.
There it is, 4 turnovers by Philadelphia, and 2 of them picked off by Gerard Williams, the young man who's been victimized, as they say, earlier in the season.
He's played well today.
He has. Only a gain of a yard. Hairston was the man who met that run head on for Philadelphia. 2nd and 9 from the 3. Heisman gives it off. And Clarence Harmon is wrapped down at the 6-yard line. And 3rd down comes up for the Washington Redskins. 3rd and about 5. John Bunning made that tackle for Philadelphia. Clock shows 2.5 to go. It is running in the 4th quarter. Philadelphia trailing Washington 23-17.
I think Washington could stay in the huddle here if they're smart. Stay in the huddle and let the clock run off.
Must punt the ball back to Philadelphia from the Redskin end zone.
That play right there could have cost you the ball game. That was a dangerous play. Very dangerous play.
Here it is. Look here.
You look at this.
See here,
That
Sonny.
ball knocked up in the air, and how close did they come from intercepting that thing?
Very close. Lots of great big Eagles diving at that one. Bragg is backed up into his end zone. Larry Marshall is back. Bragg gets time, hits it downfield. The channel of blockers forms, and here comes Larry Marshall cutting inside. Redskins hem him in, and Marshall goes down at the 33-yard line. 34-yard punt, and now the clock is stopped with 1:50 left to play in the game. And the Philadelphia Eagle offense comes back out, and that's how it stands. The Redskins holding to a 6-point lead, but Philadelphia again positioned to mount the challenge to go ahead.
Five on the 50-yard line!
Hey, Charlie, it was cold last night. You put in the Prestone antifreeze?
Prestone. Who needs Prestone?
Prestone? You need Prestone.
If your antifreeze is worn out or you don't have enough, you could be in trouble. So put in a fresh fill of Prestone, too, to prevent corrosion and freeze-ups.
Prestone. We need Prestone.
Prestone. You need Prestone.
Come on, old trademark. Time for your walk. What's the hurry? I know where we're going. To where your family began. With the same Levi's blue jeans worn by this man. Hey, you've come quite a ways, little registered mark. Now that I see these guys by the park dressed in your newest edition, sums it up right there. Levi's sportswear. Trademark, I know what you'd say if you could. Levi's don't have to be blue, just have to be good.
Next Saturday, November 5th, is Championship Saturday here on CBS. Competitors for this women's tennis event were chosen based on points accumulated in major tournaments throughout the world. People like Martina Navratilova and the 2 great players this season, Chris Evert and Virginia Wade, competing. Then the World Middleweight Boxing Championship. Rodrigo Valdez and Benny Briscoe from Campione, Italy. You'll also see the Washington, D.C. International Horse Race live from Laurel, Maryland. And then the World's Strongest Men competition. And now, what does Ron Jaworski watch?
He's got too much time. They're doing a lot of maneuvering back there. Now the score, New Orleans 24, L.A. 20 in the third quarter. 4:44 left in the third.
Valdez is ranked first and Briscoe second by the WBA and the WBC. You'll see this fight live from Italy. And then that great thoroughbred event, the Washington, D.C. International, a grass race over 1.5 miles, the classic Derby distance, major turf race in the U.S. with horses from around the world competing. And in the World's Strongest Men competition, the big fellas have a tire throw, 28-pound automobile tires they'll be throwing.
Is there any chance of getting in that? Is it too late to enter?
You can look into it. I'll pass. The ball is down to the 32-yard line right now. It's going to be first down and 10 for Philadelphia. The Eagles, you'll remember, were knocking not that long ago. But the interception by Gerard Williams gave Washington back the ball. Then they couldn't move it out, had a punt from their end zone. Now the Eagles like to thank these people. Tom O'Neill, our very fine producer, our director, Bob Daly, associate producer, Rick Sharp, Mac McCoy, and Clay Cummins. We thank all of them and our entire CBS crew as we are down now to 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go in the game. And the Eagles are still challenging.
Have a final here. In overtime, Cincinnati beats Houston 13-10. Well, they have one more opportunity.
First and 10. Jaworski takes a look. Iron Talbot's coming after him. Jaworski's going to go down. Mike Curtis coming on the blitz. The 5th sack for the Redskin defense.
They realize he's got to put it up, and they're just coming. Everybody teeing off and coming. Talbot deep. He couldn't find anybody to throw to. Pretty good protection, except for the linebacker, Mike Curtis. You see, Jaworski almost put the ball out there and tried to throw it someplace. Wisely took it down. He doesn't want to lose the ball right now. Back on his own 41. He's trying to get some help right here from Dick Vermeil and the offensive coordinator upstairs.
Dick Vermeil, of course, was an assistant under George Allen briefly when Allen was with the Redskins or with the Los Angeles Rams. We'd also like to thank, while we have the opportunity, our spotter, Jeff Norman, and our statistician, Jim Krauser. We have 1:45 left to go, but the ball is set back now to the Redskins 41-yard line. And you again, on Championship Saturday, you'll see Championship Boxing. The world middleweight title is on the line. From Italy, Rodrigo Valdez, who can hit, against Benny Briscoe, who is the number 2 challenger. Scheduled for 15 rounds. The Redskins are marching along the sidelines. They haven't got it won yet, though.
Yeah, you saw Ron Jaworski. He's walking back out to the huddle now. But you saw Dick Vermeil looking down at a game plan of all the plays they'd planned to play and using the situations like this. And it's so tough to come up with one when you got 1:45 in your last possession of the football game.
Prefley, the tight end, goes wide right. 2 wide receivers set to the left. Smith and Carmichael. 2nd and 20. Jaworski looks, puts it up. Great catch by Charlie Smith at the 20 for a first down. What a catch by Charlie Smith from Grambling, coming back at the ball. He got it inches off the ground.
Did he ever make a great catch coming underneath?
So 1:25 shows as the officials stop the clock while the Redskins at their leisure align on defense. They're in no hurry.
And we're going down to the wire. 1:24, and that thing is running.
There's been some football game, and it's not over yet. 1:15 to go, 1st and 10. Here is Jaworski. He has time. He looks into the end zone, a knuckleball, and it's overthrown.
He's just having trouble gripping that thing, isn't he?
About every other pass, he seems to drill it, and then the next one with his bad thumb, a fractured thumb, he can't get the right grip. He looks over now to the sideline. Here's the final. Cincinnati won in overtime on a field goal, 13-10.
Yeah, it really has to be bothering him. Lorch is coming in again for Ron McDowell. hoping to get a fresh man in there for pass rush. You would think with 1:09, he went to the end zone then that they might try to throw underneath a little bit, throw a little short. They got plenty of time.
Heat is really on here at RFK Stadium in Washington as Jaworski drops to throw on 2nd and 10. An all-out blitz, and they get him back at the 30. Bill Brundage, number 77, coming like a freight train.
Just good coverage here in the secondary. Nobody to throw to, and Bill Brundage breaks through to make the biggest sack of the afternoon.
1:05 left to go in the game. That takes the Eagles back to the 30, and the clock has started up again. Jaworski looks at his set. They're doubling up on both wide receivers. The Redskins are so tough. And they go to that prevent pass defense, so schooled in what to look for. Jaworski puts it up. Krepfle is out there, and there's a fight for the ball between Brig Owens, the longtime Redskin, and Krepfle, and it falls incomplete.
Oh, and Krepfle almost came away with that thing out of Brig Owens' hands. He almost made a spectacular play. Let's take a look at it, and you'll see how close he comes to catching this thing. He has him covered. A good throw this time. And you see Owens going up with one hand, and Krepfle almost Keith could have pulled that thing in there.
Nobody's leaving.
And it's gone down to 4th down. This is the last play.
Ron Jaworski goes over to talk to Dick Vermeil. 4th down coming up. 4th and 20. 46 seconds to go. The Philadelphia Eagles have the ball. The Redskins the lead.
Down the Columbia, the Willamette, the Siuslaw, from the great renewable forests, they come. Logs. Logs to build a better America. And Homelight is there. Homelight, the king. Rugged as the men who run it. Men who fell the mighty fir and see it rise again. When the time in your life comes to get a chainsaw, get the king. Homelight, the chainsaw king.
With Sonny Jurgensen, this is Don Criqui back at RFK Stadium in Washington. 46 seconds left to play in the game. The Eagles in white with a football at the 30-yard line of the Redskins. It is 4th down and 20 coming up, with Washington holding to a 6-point lead, 23-17. Football game for the Eagles could be on the line with this one play. Here come the Redskins. Jaworski eludes the rush. Now throws. The ball is slapped down, and the Redskins take it over. Brad Dusick is congratulated as the man who got the ball.
Yes, they stopped him. Big defensive play then. And the Redskin defense was definitely up to the challenge here, because the Eagles had every opportunity deep in their territory to score here, and all the pressure rested on the defense's shoulders. And look at Brundage coming up, and Brad Dusick really gets up in the air to knock that ball down.
He got all of it, and so the Redskins get the ball at their 30-yard line with just 41 seconds left, and the Eagles are out of timeouts.
Yes, all they have to do is run a couple of plays now. He could fall on it one play, and they may have to run 2 plays. It's according to how quickly the referee marks the ball and gets it back into play.
Free football. Theismann almost lost it, then fell on it. And now the countdown begins. 33 seconds left to go, as you see, down to 30, and the Eagles helpless to stop the clock.
Now they don't have to run a play. They can stay in the huddle. And this is what they could have done at the 2-minute drill, the 2-minute warning earlier, and they ran one and almost had it picked off.
So the Redskins, with a win here today, will stay in the running for the wild card spot. As they go after the first 7 games with a 4-3 record, 3 full games behind the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are routing Detroit 30-0. And there it is. We're coming right down to the final pop of the gun. The gun sounds. The field fills with jubilant Redskin fans. And the Washington Redskins get the victory, and it didn't come easy after they had the big lead. The Eagles fought back, and Washington holds on to win at 23-17.
Whose reputation for quality parts is over half a century old? Where can you find over 100,000 parts, many of them better than your car's original parts? and who also supplies those parts to over 50,000 professional mechanics. Now, who should you see for quality parts? NAPA, that's N-A-P-A. We help keep America moving.
Fred, you're getting married. You gotta look great, so stop shaving. It's better to get stroked in the morning.
The Bic shaver?
The Bic shaver is so responsive it doesn't shave you, it strokes you.
I'm gonna get stroked like this every morning.
And the Bic shaver's cheaper than blades, yet it's a blade and handle in one.
Fred, marriage agrees with you.
Well, he really got stroked this morning.
The Bic shaver, lots of great shaves from just one Bic shaver. Then it's time for the next. So don't shave, get stroked in the morning.
I got enough to worry about. My hairline, my waistline. When it comes to my money, our money,
We let someone else help us do the worrying.
our IDS representative, he worries about planning for our future. And that means not just life insurance, but investments and savings, too.
IDS, not just insurance, not just investments, but a financial plan designed especially for you. When it comes to your money, let us help you do the worrying. IDS, we help people manage money.
Now this is Don Criqui for Sonny Jurgensen saying goodbye from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, it's Championship Saturday, starting with the Series Championship of Women's Tennis with Chris Evert and Virginia Wade heading the field. Followed by three special events. First, it's Rodrigo Valdez and Benny Briscoe meeting up for the World Middleweight Boxing title. Then it's the Washington, D.C. International from Laurel Racecourse. And finally, it's more action in the World's Strongest Men competition. That's next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.